I'm pretty sure a great number of people are seeing what's going on here. In case you don't know, this is a Ghanaian top appointee. I think he's a senator, yeah. I think he's something big.
On Friday, 6th of June 2025, the serene atmosphere of Kokota International Airport in Accra, Ghana, witnessed a remarkable movement with the arrival of the esteemed members of the Akurolo United Brothers Association of Nigeria.
The government of Ghana, under the leadership of His Excellency Johndramanimahama, has actually placed a ban on the US dollar. As we all know, the US dollar is a currency that is of the United States of America, and the government of Ghana has currently put a ban cut across all parastatals, all banks, all departments, all units, even in the black market, to say no to the exchange of US dollar in organizations, in schools, and the rest of them. Being that at the end of the day, if you must transact in the US dollar, it should be only in the bank. This is as a result of the government coming up to regulate and monitor the inflow and outflow usage of the US dollar in order to stabilize and boost the economy of the country, Ghana. As a Nigerian, I've never seen this, and this is to me a very, very welcome development that I believe that at the end of the day, if countries in Africa, such as my own country, Nigeria, can stick to it, regardless of the advantage and disadvantage, it will definitely go a long way to see how it can harness, boost the economy of our own countries in Africa. But in the meantime, I would love us to see the details of how this whole information is broken down from one of my brother right here from the Ghana, who has the details of everything we need to know. So kindly watch this video, pay attention to details. Then after which I will come back to throw more light while we head on to more videos to react.
Hotel, real estate, Airbnb, landlord, or even car owners who want to sell their cars cannot sell their cars in US dollars. If that landlord or headmistress do not hear word but continues to price school fees in US dollars or rent in US dollars, you can actually report them to the Bank of Ghana or the central bank, and they are going to face legal actions and sanctions. Even if you book a ticket at the airport to pick a flight from Kumasi to Accra and the flight company charges in US dollars, you can report them too. The main reason why they have introduced this new initiative is to arrest the Ghana cedi and create economic stability. They released an official letter explaining how this new regulation is going to work. We're going to dive into the letter and break everything down in this video. So make sure it's notice to banks and the general public. On the first paragraph of the letter, this is what they wrote. The Bank of Ghana reminds the public that unlicensed and authorized dealings in forest activities, into bracket, black market transaction, including pricing, advertising, issuing receipts, making and receiving payment for goods and services in foreign currency, particularly the United States dollar in Ghana, are strictly prohibited under the Foreign Exchange Act 2006 at 723. So what they are basically saying is, let's say you have US dollar and you want to change it to Ghana cedis, and you go to Aboki to change the US dollar. Instead of going to the Bank of Ghana or any of these recognized banks in Ghana to change the US dollar, if they catch you, you and the Aboki is going to be in serious trouble. That is what the first paragraph is saying. The second paragraph says that institutions, both public and private, and individuals engaging in such practices are hereby directed to immediately cease and desist. The third paragraph is where the interesting gist really is. And this is what they wrote. The Ghana cedi remains the only legal tender in Ghana. Accordingly, no residents in Ghana, unless duly licensed or authorized by the bank, shall price, advertise, invoice, receive, or make payment in any foreign currency for goods or services, including but not limited to school fees, sale and rental of vehicles, sale and rental of real estate, airline ticket, domestic contract, retail shopping, online sales, hotel accommodation, etc. If you continue the letter, it says exchange rate quoted and applied on invoices must reflect prevailing market rate of commercial banks and be benchmarked against the Bank of Ghana's published reference rate and not arbitrarily determined. Just as stated in the third and last paragraph of the letter, if you're a hotel, real estate company, or a school, and decide to charge your prices in US dollars, you find yourself in big trouble. And the last paragraph basically means that if you are a bank, you cannot choose any type of exchange rate price that you want. You can't just wake up one day and say that, oh, okay, let's use 13 cedis for exchange rate. So if a customer comes to the bank and the customer is trying to change his money from US dollar to Ghana cedi, you as a customer, you can even pick your phone and search BOG current exchange rate for US dollar to Ghana cedi, and then you look at the rate and compare it to the exchange rate of the bank you are trying to change your foreign currency in. If you see a big difference in the price gap, you can actually report the bank to either the Bank of Ghana or the central bank. Now, if you go to the first paragraph of the letter, it says that the Bank of Ghana reminds the public that unlicensed and unauthorized dealings in forex activities, into bracket, black market transactions, is prohibited. There are a lot of reasons why different groups of people like to engage in the black market instead of taking their foreign currency to the bank to change it to the Ghana cedis. And one of the most commonest and obvious reasons why people like to engage in the black market instead of going to the banks is money laundering. There are different categories of people who like to engage in the black market because of money laundering, but I'll focus on the top three. First group of people that like to engage in the black market because of money laundering are politicians, and there are serious reasons why they like to engage in the black market instead of taking their money to the bank. I'll break it down shortly. The second group of people are Yahoo boys, and I guess most of us know the reasons why Yahoo boys would like to engage in the black market instead of taking their monies to the bank. The third group of people are tax evaders, and there are lots of companies who like to engage in this type of activity. I'll break it down shortly. Now, let me focus on why politicians like to engage in the black market because of money laundering. Most of these politicians create fake companies and sign fake contracts so they can get money to fund those companies. When they get the money to fund the companies and they want to use the money for their personal activities, they know that if they pass their transactions through the banks, the bank will be able to keep their transaction history. So if any investigation is going on, they can easily track down all the activities that they used the money for. So in order for these politicians to avoid being tracked or being investigated and caught, they rather take the money, go to the black market, change the money from the foreign currency to the local currency, and then use it for their personal activities. Some use it to take their girlfriends to vacations, sponsor their girlfriends. Others also use it to buy companies, build houses, buy cars, etc., etc. With regards to tax evasions, I already stated that most companies engage in this type of activities, but individuals also engage in this type of activities. Under tax evasion, we have one serious example called the cash-intensive businesses. Under these cash-intensive businesses, companies and individuals create businesses like car wash, restaurants. Some even engage in real estate businesses. And what they do is, if you go there to buy something from them, they hide their products and services at exorbitant prices. And at the end of the month or year, they present the report on the business to the tax authorities to tax them based on the report, thinking that the real money comes from those businesses. But in reality, those monies do not come from the businesses. They come from places and activities that are very illegal. I'm not really sure that the Bank of Ghana can root money laundering and black market from the system. But I guess the regulation is going to put some measures in place to make sure that it checks those activities. It's going to tone it down instead of totally uprooting it. Because the real people engaged in this type of activities are mostly the leaders, the politicians, and the Yahoo boys and some other people in the system. But you can also drop your opinion in the comment section of what you think about the new regulation that the Bank of Ghana.
Like I said, this is a welcome development, and I know that eventually it is never going to sit well with everyone. Just like humans as we are, everybody is left with their own opinion, their own understanding and sense of reasoning that will definitely either make them accept this or not. It's definitely not going to be favorable to the exchangers in the black market. I don't know how effective this is currently in Ghana, but this is a law according to what we have read out here from the news from this my brother that has recently been put out there as a ban on the usage of US dollar in transacting in the country Ghana. Like I said, it's not going to sit well with everybody. Of course, in everything that has advantage, there will definitely be rooms for disadvantage. And I feel like, okay, this should be open for us to see, especially those of us in diaspora, especially as Ghanaians who have long been away from the country, at least to know what is up and trending in details when it comes to the usage of the US dollar in Ghana, and as well as the effectiveness, the strength and the value of the Ghana cedi in the country Ghana, which at the end of the day, the goal and the objective of this recent update is to what? Boost and strengthen the cedi as the currency of Ghana. I think that is actually what the government is trying to do. But aside that, I would leave it open for each and every one of us to share our thoughts down in the comments. What do you think about this as a Ghanaian, as a non-Ghanaian? Because this is something that has to do with we as citizens and countries in the continent of Africa that commonly use the United States USD. Even in Nigeria, we use it. Of course, most of us earn in dollars. So most of us will usually want to exchange our money, preferably in the black market, which we do here in Nigeria. But I bet this should never happen in Nigeria because we know how beneficial it is to exchange the currency of the United States of America USD in the black market, like into the bank, because we know that, but that of the bank is definitely very, very minimal, but I don't know what it is for Ghana, because like you rightly heard, every day, every week is being updated. So I believe for this to be effective, but the price and the exchange rate should be balanced so that it's not cheating on neither the citizens nor the bank at the end of the day. So guys, like I said, this is quite an interesting topic. I want to hear your thoughts or know your thoughts down in the comments. Share your thoughts, your opinion down there in the comment section, right? And now moving on for what we have based on what is up and trending with Nigerians in Ghana. I need us to watch this next video clips of what it is for Nigerians in Ghana and the said Igbo king, who has blatantly, from what we've heard, refused to put an end to the festival, the New Yam festival that he has proposed. I will really deliberate more on this topic at the end of this video, but let's watch these videos and I'll be right back.
Stop saying somebody where they Ghana, come on Ghana. Make una stop this thing. When somebody tell me say they Ghana, una go say come on Ghana, come on Ghana. Ghana is not come on. Now I was chatting with somebody. I think the person said they Ghana. Why is it the average Nigerian man will say Ghana na common country? When you tell them say they Ghana, they go say come on Ghana, come on Ghana. Why is so common? This place is not common. This place not broad. Not broad. Now when I did Dubai, people they respect me. Nigerian boys, girls, they respect me. They respecting me. Give me respect, maximum respect. But since I come here, they will say, come on backyard, come on Ghana. Look, none of they provoke me. However,
Charlie Kwekwanen has dropped some secret meetings that the Igbo chief they've been having. This is coming from him, and I don't know, but Charlie, I want us to watch, come back and talk. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe.
Deeply disturbing intelligence within the household of the self-styled King Chukwudi Jude of the Igbos. Tonight, we shall unveil these findings and challenge him to come forward and deny this intelligence. Yenya assembly as assembly emu orempa ne di tuda ne aka kire so omna o meya no onya no so wo be confirm say ne kre an be ka say enye ne kre e na sewa ba ye de ye be say che ne say de o ye biara. Our two eyes, our intelligence team are on the ground wherever these Igbos have surrounded themselves. This intelligence reveals how Chukwudi Jude, together with his chief of staffs and members within his cabinet, have been meeting and strategizing on the way forward regarding the celebration of his New Year's Yam Festival. Intelligence radio should be say, and Yoma, any animotobia, Chukwudi, any lieutenant, particularly the chief of white staffs. One more area meetings and meetings in Nigerian. So say, a quanya konyasa, one more Yam New Year Yam Festival, one more Ebefaso, and Hunkomo, and on Misha, Umuditi, Ghana Frontiers and Ye. Tonight, the Frontline Show want to state that we are calling on the household of the self-styled king to come out and deny our findings despite several warnings to back off from this year's Yam Festival. Yes, Yam Festival on back off. But everything points to the fact that, and we are closing up on him almost every minute to the development and what he's doing around. And yes, one back off. But we can also say without shred of doubt, there isn't any signs of a sort back off. Now, Ghanaians, listen. Intelligence has it that he, together with his men, have been meeting at a particular location in East Legon, not less than 6 times, plotting and strategizing on as part of, the Ayaka saying, Chukwudi Ayase, on an impending for Asia, East Legon, baby, Mimodin. But what woman show if you woman share outside his house. No more drinking, Kwanya, woman New Year festival, woman the Faso. How to proceed with the Yam Festival. Now, when he said to Omishia 6 times, now this is the reason. The reason why Omishia 6 times in the set. Back in Nigeria, Nepal, one more Nigeria, one more person, one more as someone who catch you say no. Woman says, Ghana for Niabre. 2 Ghanaians are protesting, 3 Ghanaians are saying, IGBO'S, woman, ready, so many better. Therefore, the Yam Festival, woman, say, woman, and your how near TTB Bebanti, they are contemplating as to whether to celebrate or not to celebrate. And no, and at this our meetings, Makumaku, Asia, Ediaba, Nariadia, ACM. In the said meeting, there was intense contemplation over whether to celebrate the festival or abort it. However, a final decision has reached to invite, now here, a final decision has reached to invite 3 Ghana chiefs with the promise of certain inducement in the form of money to persuade them to participate in the festival. Now, when we dream now, we say no, say they are not I just want but we say no. And yes, a festival in Bebaswa. When we invite and crap for, I have me answer. Me and Sanso, yes, when we invite them, no, they are to give them some form of money. Sika mu do, never to motivate to Mama. Let me amicon. Yen and Crawford, some of the elders, not all of them, some of them, are the Omoko fight the best sword one casa, and men iron to come in and it's how he. They were induced, they were influenced by money. So Chukwudi was not wrong to say yes. He was inducted to the Ghana Traditional Council and the Ghana whatever. It was the Ghans in a yes, because of what? He gave them money. The last time, another scrupulous Nigerian, then I say yes. When the king, the Chukwudi king went to Enfa, Teshiho, festival, then okay, once or 2 years, you didn't know, say no. He was just insulting your intelligence and he was insulting your what? Your traditional cultural settings. No. Now, guys, listen. And to be invited and Crawford, I him for me and I won't be sick with the hope set. Won't be sick. Come on. One better Yam Festival. Next year, what is behind this invitation? Our intelligence has further uncovered that the Ghana chiefs are expected to appear with their Asafu groups fully armed. This arrangement, we uncover, is in anticipation of possible attacks during the festival. The plan is that should any confrontation erupt, the chiefs, together with their Asafu groups, would be made or would be positioned to defend themselves and defend them. After the man said, one more year says, I am for 3 so more bar. One more the wine, one Asafu group no ebeba. Now Asafu group no bar. They will make sure so they will arm them. A two, so boy arrow in other come on February. Now one more the bar because what information be, what to do say festival no more try snipers are ready. Et to almost say, sir, I have for me and someone, one more pages, Kadiamo, not one Malio Mabano. So, one make sure, one more Masafu group in the bar. Then the Asafu group will be armed with guns. Next, a band said they will be attacker. They will use Asafu group to defend the Ghana chiefs and one more Igbo for no. So, the Ghana chiefs, if you are listening to me, listen well. This is our very latest intelligence, and I'm going to give you more intelligence before now they strike with their Yam Festival. What this means in plain terms is that the Ghana chiefs and the Asafu groups are to be used as a human shields, sacrificed and wasted should any violence erupt. Guys, so it's more I have for no some more na say a trouble edgy pay mo ya the mobile to say a shield near use one casa e the adjust a bullet na mo masa dey protect them ah mo dey omo here enka o mo madwene. They want to use you people all the time because we say most of you need answer. Anything watch the space. I am warning you, the Ghana chiefs, maybe some of you may say, watch the next thing will be said. Maybe now I'm saying it, they will back off, but we know the names already. We know the names of those Ghana chiefs who are to be invited into this festival. We know your names, and so many arrangements are ongoing. You don't have a sense of shame. You despicable rogues, rats, and fools. You want that money much more than protecting your Ghana lads. Guys, these Nigerians, to be able to have their Yam Festival, and then also to come and settle here and create their paralocation and starting though. Let me give you a video. I'm not going to play the entire video. One day I'll play. But let me give you a short video how the preparation started back home in Nigeria and now here. Watch this video.
On Friday, 6th of June 2025, the serene atmosphere of Kokota International Airport in Accra, Ghana, witnessed a remarkable movement with the arrival of the esteemed members of the Akurolo United Brothers Association of Nigeria. Upon their arrival, the delegation was accorded a grand reception by the Paramount Diaspora King, His Royal Majesty Eze, Dr. Ambassador Chukwu Ihenetu, Ezendibo na Ghana, who was joined by his esteemed chiefs, representatives of the Igbo community in the West African country, and members of Obotopo Adibo Nile worldwide, underscoring the strong ties between the association and the global Igbo community. An emerging frontline pan-Igbo social club comprising top business moguls, captains of industries, renowned professionals, and the likes. Leading the delegation was the national president, High Chief Mike Ejiogu, Onowu of Angara Ancient Kingdom. He was accompanied by key executive members, including the first vice president, Dr. Gideon Chidebere Osi Ikenga, one of Ishiagu Kingdom, and the National Board of Trustees chairman, Chief Dr. Ebere Ozozie, Onwa one of Umobom Kingdom, and the national founder and coordinator, Chief Evans Chukwukadibia MSim Okumereze Nupo. Their presence alongside the entire membership marked the commencement of the association's second annual retreat and one-year anniversary celebrations.
Great, guys. I'll play this video for you another time, maybe Wednesday or Friday, before I send you a demonstration. But this is the beginning of the journey. How, into maybe said, all of these plenty people, said, why have they left Nigeria and they are here? Why? Why these people have left back in Nigeria, the 36 state, they've left the state, and they are here, this small country called Ghana, they are here. What are they here for? I mean, what kind of Yam festival is that? Can they celebrate it in any of the 36 states? Why? Why here? Nonsense and foolishness. Why here? Ghanaians, are the leaders of this country asking themselves all the questions? Why are they here? And at all costs want to celebrate Yam festival here? Let's see how that all goes. Guys, how for us, we are still talking to you. Is there no?
I'm pretty sure a great number of people are seeing what's going on here. In case you don't know, this is a Ghanaian top appointee. I think he's a senator, yeah. I think he's something big. No, but you should understand how this man truly relates with civilians. How he truly relates. Do you understand the situation? I mean, you see, one of the benefits of people who are not money conscious is that when it comes to governance, they win it. When it comes to, economy, they win it. When it comes to everything that is tangibly positive, that makes a growing and a successful progressive society, these people will always have it at their coffers. I'm telling you the truth. Let me tell you something. The truth is that every wrong thing happens to a society that harnesses or possesses individuals that are money conscious. People really don't understand it, especially Nigerians. When we talk about money, we think money solves our problems. I mean, it doesn't. Really, it doesn't. Check it out. It doesn't solve your problem. What it makes you become mentally disordered. That's why a greater number of wise people run away from it. That is in fact the meaning in. You cannot enter a healthy mental state if you're money conscious. It is a god on its own. But let's not, depend on that. Let us not waste on that. So what you're seeing are the things that Ghanaians have been able to achieve for themselves. At this point in time, countries like Ghana, South Africa, Kenya, Cameroon are able to communicate with their politicians like regular people. I mean, I don't know about Cameroon really. I don't want to exaggerate, but I know Ghana, South Africa, and Botswana. In the case of Botswana, is that dignitaries, international dignitaries come to Botswana and they live life like normal people. That is the extent at which the people are disciplined, because it takes discipline for such a thing to occur. And the country that I know that has 0% discipline is Nigeria. Nigerians have no discipline whatsoever. In any spheres, in any sector of the society, there is no discipline. Because if there was this, you wouldn't hear corruption and all these things. I just want Nigerians to see what Ghanaians are enjoying. They will see more. And when it would dawn on us is the time each and every one of us would be a victim. And then we'd open our eyes. Maybe it's too late.
Alright guys, welcome back. And you see, from the first guy that spoke, he spoke out of pain and bitterness, how Nigerians have constantly put the country in a very, very bad spot, to say ordinary small Ghana. And this is one thing that is so common with Nigerians, and it is a very negative and bad mentality, opinion and comment to say. I will always stand on the ground that no country is small, no country is common, no country is ordinary. For a country to be called a country means that it has all it takes to be called a country and run as a country. So Nigerians out there particularly, it's high time we stop this madness. You see how that guy is reacting in pain? Now up next is my brother from Ghana, Kweku, who actually did spoke in-depthly about how the fake Igbo king has his actions of carrying out the New Yam Festival. Even with all said and done, all the protests and agitations from Ghanaians, he still secretly wants to carry out this Yam Festival. And according to what we've heard here, we've seen it that Ghanaians are not even backing down. Of course, that is what it should be. When people say in their own country that you should not cross this boundary, this is against their law, don't do these things. It's as simple as that, to say, okay, I'm sorry, apologize, and put an end to that. That is what they call sense of rationale. That is what they call being reasonable, being patriotic, being responsible, being respectful, especially in another man's country. That you don't keep to laws, you don't obey the laws of your country as a Nigerian, does not give you the grounds to go out there in another man's country to disrespect and disregard the law. I know that all this man is trying to carry out to achieve is for his own financial benefit. I said this earlier on, that one thing that this man keeps trying so hard to continue in all this, is kingship, fake this and fake that, festival and the rest, is as a result of him gaining financially. Best believe, if all these activities, criminally minded activities of this fake king, is not financially beneficial to him, best believe he would have stopped, or it wouldn't have been a thing to him. But thankfully, I am very happy and appreciative of the fact that Ghanaians at this point are very observant, and at the end of the day, they are wise. That they are quiet or taking it, step by step, bit by bit, just like they have proposed in Ghana on the 6th, which is on Saturday, for a "we are not safe" work in Ghana based on all we have seen. I will never conform or even try to wrap my head around how these whole actions and inactions of Nigerians makes any sense. It will never ever make any sense to me, and it's high time I'm calling on each and every one of us as Nigerians in Ghana to try to put an end to this, because I believe if you want to change, it will start within you. It will come from the inside. We don't even need to stress ourselves, talk much, or even scream for you people to take that actions of putting an end to all these crimes. But I'm so grateful and appreciative of the fact that Ghana police, Ghana immigrations are trying their best. More shoes to them, because I need them at this point to tighten the borders. Any criminal being caught should be jailed for life. I don't know what the law states, but I want these people to get a penalty that will teach others and serve others as lessons and deterrent to stay clear of crime. Or better still, carry your Yam Festival, carry your criminality, carry your crimes and everything you are doing in Ghana back to Nigeria. We have over 36 states. What is too difficult for you people to understand that it is big enough, like you are claiming your country is big, this, that, to come back home and do all these things in your own country and let Ghanaians have their peace of mind. You people are tormenting Ghanaians. You people are tormenting Ghanaians. Enough already. If Africa, like everybody that believes in Pan-Africanism, unity, ECOWAS, United Nations, African nations, would definitely come to a close-up, right? Is it with this kind of character and behavior of Nigerians? I am asking us, because Nigerians are the one limiting other Africans from uniting, because at this point we have soiled, we have stained our image, our reputation out there, that the next time you're asked as a Nigerian, where are you from, you are being looked at in disdain, you are being disassociated from, you are being looked at as a criminal, because these are the consequences of our actions and inactions as Nigerians. So it's high time, please, Nigerians, I'm begging, let us put an end to this. It's affecting us, it's affecting me. I speak with pain, I speak with passion. Let us put an end to this. Anyways, guys, this is where I would draw the line for what we have here for today. I might not go or touch around, but what do you think about all this? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and if you like it on here, hit on the like button, share and stay subscribed. Don't make this your last as you smash on that subscription button, and I will see you in my next one. Ciao ciao.